and I think it's
We got pick everybody.
no, I think it's a good effort. Hey, why I think it's a good effort,
Okay.
Crystal? Crystal, the last time I sat here was last Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and a young man called and when he recognized your voice, he was all bent out of shape, and he used extreme measures to
That's
say
all shit.
that he was looking for you, and he was so excited that he found you. And I said to myself, that is so comforting for radio, because if you get one person to do something positive, it's a major accomplishment. So I left there under circumstances where the current went out, and I actually pondered on that for the weekend, just to let you know how important people think about radio personality and when they have you as a friend. 'Cause it appears to me that that person who call thinks that you are his friend, and it came over quite nicely that, oh, you were missing in action. I couldn't find you. But oh my God, he answered my prayer that I actually found you this morning. So I took up, I thought about that week, and I say this was really a nice effort to hear the exchange between you and him, and he felt that
Yeah.
mission accomplished, that he found you, and I think that went over quite nicely, because Chris, tell me something. It's that people who listen to the radio just to hear you. It's that people who listen to the radio just to hear other persons.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard that person spoke last week about the connection they have with you on the radio, my thoughts went to a particular lady in Stubbs. I was told that she will do everything that she has to do before 8 o'clock on a Tuesday, and I refer to Baby George. That's our ill name. They call her Baby George. She's the mother of Frankie Brown. Frankie Brown call her occasionally. He's one of Camelo big supporter. He's a
As
surveyor.
in Frankie Brown, Frankie Brown.
Yeah, Frankie Brown. From Frankie Brown, I refer to his mom, live up Chapel Hill. I
Okay.
understand that she do everything to make sure it's the way from every Tuesday morning and Friday. And I want to say good morning to Papa Yankee. She got the whole name Papa Yankee. So I am just putting the dots together to show you. Last week Friday I sat here and I actually enjoyed the communication between Christal and the long lost friend on radio.
Yeah.
And I think it was nice to see people could find ways to say that they love you in so many different ways. And it reminded me, my father was a real encyclopedia, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he and this lady is a good friend, Baby George. That's her nickname.
Baby
Her
George.
son is Frankie Brown. He's one of the main supporters for Carmela Gonzalez, and her, I don't know if it's her husband or Kamala husband, we just call him Papa Yankee. So if I listen up Chapel Hill, hope I'm having a wonderful day. And so if you're having a birthday today, well, Crystal is my favorite person. I like the name Crystal, but Destiny is having a birthday today.
Destiny's birthday is today. Happy birthday to you.
Wow. So
that's enough for this
you're
morning.
not going to continue that time?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Destiny. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, Destiny, I paid Crystal big money to play that song for you. So let
Destiny, no, you have to pay me.
Let your mommy know that I have
Better have my money.
Have money to pay Crystal to sing that song. So Destiny, wherever you are, have a beautiful day. And your birth date is not your birthday. People that say your birthday is your birth date. It's the day that you remembering that you're born on this particular day. So if you're having a birthday alongside Destiny, hope that you having a good day so far. But Crystal,
sir,
just to ponder on last Friday, when you heard that person express the love for you in so many ways, I noticed that you were all bent out of shape and the current at the same time.
Yes, you told me bent out of shape.
You care to share your experience on that exchange?
No, it was heartwarming because I did not expect to hear him of all people calling. And in the past, on occasion, he would call, I think, at least every week, once a week, right? And it will always start out the same. Good morning, Crystal. How the little one doing? How you doing? And he would check in. It's really sweet, and I really appreciated the call. From time to time, you get WhatsApp messages to people who found. I feel like I was missing but people who find you after a while because but it's nice. It's
I like
nice.
the way he expressed himself.
He's always like that.
Yeah, it was genuine because
very positive brethren.
Yeah, it's like you say, oh my Lord, I use extreme measures to find her. She's not there, but she's right. That's BFM, where it's all inclusive. And I say, wow, it's really important that people express their love for you. Don't wait until you pass. I would just say, Hezekiah was a good man, and Hezekiah was a good man. No, me, no, no. Tell me that right, I'm alive. And I ponder on that for the weekend, Christal, because I have a little difficulty with other things that you probably don't know. And I said to myself, it's really important that people express
how they feel about you.
How they feel about you.
For some people, it's hard to say how they feel because
it wasn't out of place and an intimate connection. It's just a love that the guy had for you.
It's a human to human. You need more of that.
He probably met you elsewhere, and he figured he has to find extremes.
Right.
Yeah, I have a way to get things across.
I thought you meant like literal, physically.
No, I think
in person, rather.
Yeah, he met you there, and he figured, well, I'm gonna switch here, switch there. And he used extreme measures to find you, and he just couldn't keep his composure and bend out of shape and say exactly how he felt about you.
The truth about it, though, is that through it, you connect with people. That's a given.
Yes.
Sometimes the connection would last maybe for the duration of the program, as in like just the 4 hours or however long is the program. The connection might last a year. The connection might last as long as you last on that radio station or on radio. And sometimes the connections are for life. So I really do appreciate the connections and the people to people interactions that have happened since my first day on radio.
And that Friday program was a typical example of the connection, because man, you won't know how I felt, because I sat here and I said, I look at you and I say, your face light up like a light bulb.
Yeah, I was in here grinning from ear to ear.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie.
I said, look at that.
Yeah, man.
Christal is having fun. And then the current go and make it even worse. I said, Lord of mercy.
Okay, a call is coming in. Let's take this one. Hello, good morning.
Yes, hi. Christal, good morning. Kingsley, good morning.
Morning.
Morning. I actually miss your voice. How are you doing?
Kingsley, what you saying?
I actually miss your voice so well. How are you?
Oh, I'm good enough. By the grace of God, I am good. Always listening. Always.
And I my friend said to tell you hello, okay? You know who your friend is. Ian Gary.
Yes, okay. Yes, I tried call him sometime. They think it was Sunday. Yes. Myself and Anita. When I call, right, I like where your program is going this morning, because I had sent Christal a voice note, and I was just complimenting the works of workers on the station over the year, the past workers and present, right? I wasn't making any comparison to anybody. And as Kingsley, you know, I am a big fan of Gary.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, of course.
And
everybody have their choice.
Well, most of all, the person who and I was much close, it was Morrison, Val, and also Scotty.
Morrison is my first cousin by mother. His myself is his two sisters' children, so we know him quite well.
Right. So because of the many years that I was listening, I had a build a close friendship with those three, because they had a name that they used to call me before, you know, before I turned on the other side of life, right?
Yes.
Okay, so why I called this morning, after I sent Christal that voice note and was complimenting them y'all about the good works and everything, and that even though someone left, that, you know, I love the idea how someone else at VFM always pick up, you know, so the station was not left with a void.
Yes.
You know? So I wasn't making any comparison. Danny and I are very close as well. We had a good relationship over the years. I've known him for a long time, for many years, since I was working at Heinz Mart. Things, you know, that supermarket.
Yes, ma'am.
Before. Right. So you see how much years that was. I was
you have Christian wondering where the supermarket is. You need to teach
I remember it. That's the thing.
in Heinz Building,
Yeah.
just across from the market.
Yeah.
And from where NCB Bank used to be there, over on the other side, I think they had Cafe Sule used to be there.
Cafe
Yes.
Sule.
Yes.
That was a name I like, Cafe Sule. Yeah.
Right. So why I said this this morning, after I sent that, Christal, it do happen that I don't really listen the other program that much, like the Shake Up and all of that. But for some reason my radio was left on because I had a hectic morning and I didn't have the time to turn it off. And you know, someone calling and was speaking about oh, they were so surprised to hear that that person makes such a comparison, and that person was saying this about workers there, and there's no worker to be done in Collins and this and that. I wasn't making a comparison. I was just complimenting y'all and over the years the good work that y'all were doing, and how you know you all are so edifying and different things like that. I wasn't comparing because I am a very big fan of Danny.
Yeah, but I would tell you something, right? I've been around, and I think you should know, I've been around WFM since Glenn Jackson time, right? I have worked with all different persons. But to be honest with you, I told Suzanne earlier that I felt really comfortable around the immediate staff that WFM have currently. I know Christal on radio. I never met her before. She used to be doing extreme things elsewhere. Okay? And when they said that she was coming here, they asked me what's my opinion. But because I met her, I told them that she would be a good choice. I pay attention to the people who, okay, I don't get in their way. So as I leave here, I just leave. But I tell you, I'm being honest with you. I have spent time with Val Matthias, Honest Crook, Anthony Denny. But I think the crop of workers that they have here today, as you say, could be compared to any person that's passed through here.
I mean, if the persons were listening, Kingsley, over all those years, they would have known what I was getting at. Because, I mean, I've known so many workers that passed through there, even Gilbert Frederick, you know, and all of those. Maka is no newcomer, you know. Maka was there for a very long time.
Maka still here and Reggae Blast every Saturday night. So I think you're quite in order because, like I say, I've been around. I observe a lot of things. Things down here. I'm not intimately involved like a staff because that's not my thing. But I pay attention to every one of them. I think that they are improving and making WFM what it is today. So I beg to be associated with your comments that you're making. Okay?
Yeah, because what I was saying, I wasn't making a compliment. I was just complimenting, you know, because even if I work out there, because look at how close Gary and I are. And I was just telling Christal, you know, and I like the way how they work.
Yes.
And the filling in, because I find when his name is there too. He have
there.
You know, I'm saying like that. So I think the person misunderstood where I was going. So but I didn't like the idea because Danny had very good program because Sweet Hour Prayer and Devotion, all of that. I even sent him a note, you know, and him and I close. He even came home here and collect stuff from me, so I had nothing against him. I don't know what went on there. So, you know, I wasn't comparing.
Maybe a misinterpretation of what you meant.
But I tell you something.
From time to time.
Call it Christal, don't bend yourself about the shape. What you said is quite in order, and you were just doing a comparison of persons who you met, persons who you know, and persons who they plan to use in the future. So you're quite in order, okay? So don't be disturbed by people's comments.
They're filling in, and everything was just going good. All right, so you have a great day. Take care. So I just hope that person had to understand what I'm saying.
Okay, then.
Okay.
I feel like I was comparing.
All right. Have a great day. Have a great day. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's important that
I hope the person is listening.
Yeah, the person who made the comparison, who thought she was making a comparison on the Shake Up program, where she cleared it up now, and I because of where I'm coming from and my long experience with Glenn Jackson, I know that she was quite in order. Because, like I say, I used to be around with Val Matthias, I be around with Honest Cook, I've been around here with even the CEO of the Tourism Authority used to be on the tourism program. I spent a lot of time in Shake Up, so I understand where she was going. But I think it's a good topic, and like I say, I was quite comforted last Friday when we sat here, myself and Christal, when our radio friend called in and expressed that he actually missed and he did a genuine job in expressing himself, and it is important that people do that. Acknowledge their friend and their friendship when you are alive. No one until you're gone to. And surprisingly, Christal played a song this morning, the Hezekiah. I don't want to be in that category at all.
You were deep in, was it pensive thought while I was playing it?
Yeah. You were playing a song this morning too. I was wondering if you played that because you was not out of service. Because people can call them and tell you playing that particular song.
What song is
Christal had to be brave.
What you talking about?
I think about playing it several times, but I said, Lord,
what song is that?
Me want him to Captain, the ship is sinking.
Oh, the song I played during nostalgia.
I said, Lord of mercy.
What is that? What does that mean?
Christal Pigment asked his mother, Mommy, why you out so long? He said, you come. You gonna come, you're gonna you have a call. Take a call.
Oh, please. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Kingsley around?
Yes, he is here.
Mr. Wynn, how are you doing, sir?
I look for you sometime up the port about them too.
You look for me up by the fort?
Port.
Oh, by the port.
What are you doing that for?
Oh, no, I just think.
I didn't want to see him.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not working these days because my vehicle is not performing as good as it should, so you won't see me around for time. I was trying to ride this month to come here to spend time with Christal.
But the problem with it, man make them and God make them. We not put sometimes to good expectation.
Yes.
So I took them to failure.
Yeah, it's a lot of people in service who say they're mechanic, they're guest mechanic. They know what's going on.
But what's coming with this morning, Kingsley?
What you say?
We know what's coming with this morning.
Yeah, tell me.
It looks like the school by stop right there. For the taxi, the van driver, then there's a turn in front.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. And the police already paid no U-turn sign that.
Motorcycle and police and a van going inside the turn. And I thought talking and telling that people that were let that security do and then supposed to take care of the goods. Because there's trial going this. There's the mind trial going this. And the van and them start up over radio, they have speak about it already. And my trial get knocked down, the government are going at them, and then the government have to go to the taxi man, the van man, them.
Yes.
But the government are going to put them in the post out,
Yeah, because the agency, the traffic department is the government.
I go on radio last year with the same thing already, and it's still happening because they're dropping off the people them taking the truck van and them from the countryside. After them, I saw whether they're asking them what when they're going in town. Them other reach and they see a crowd, they drop off the people them there. They pick up a crowd, they run inside the schoolyard and the town and back out to the countryside.
Yes.
But the school has a security guard on the gate. So just pull over the gate.
Let's go preferences sometimes.
Pull the gate and just go to say people them who have their vehicle inside it. When the people are ready to move, they open the gate and they come out.
Right. It's just to me, it sounds like a simple solution. They just need to, maybe parents, if it is a hazard and it sounds like a hazard and a risk, just tell the security guard, close the gate. Don't allow any van drivers or anybody to come in and turn.
Yes. They put the children at risk. Yes.
Sometimes I think they used to go into peace mode too.
The van them going inside and turning and gone again.
And they could just drive down a little bit, turn up subway and come back up.
We are taking note of what you say, and what you say needs to be addressed, and I hope that the relative authority and the traffic department pay attention to your complaint and deal with that issue.
Because that's the man, you know. When I leave here, they say, some more, you know.
Yes.
I going into my study by who in charge of the watchman them. We working in the school place and things. Yes. And I'm not putting some notice.
Yes. Well, check it out and see if they will deal with you. Yeah, report it to the issue then. Yes.
Yeah, to the school.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Wynn. Yeah. 4579997. You can send your thoughts on 4579997. 94. We just speak in general for what transpired between Christal and our radio friend, and it's going from there to there. Yes, I have a particular topic I want to deal with, but if I am not given a chance, I will just, you have a response, Christal?
Well, thanks, Kingsley and Christal, on behalf of Destiny. Somebody saying the show has to go on. Christal fish expression is priceless.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes anyways, remember, some police officers have vans too.
Why people always do that? They complain
Do what?
about some ill behavior by minivan operators, and they try to justify that some of the vans are owned by police officers, driven by police officers, so that make it right. That doesn't make
I
it
don't
right.
think they're justifying the wrong. I think they're just telling you why it's wrong and why some of them feel so empowered to do wrong on the road.
Okay.
Because they feel they're above the law because they are supposed to be upholding the law.
Okay, right. So they're not justifying, they just say that
Yeah,
police
that's what I
officers
think.
is taking advantage of being a police officer and breaking the law. We can encourage that. We want
Of
positive
course. That's why I
continue to
think
do.
if a police officer gets himself or herself in trouble, they should feel a heavier penalty than the ordinary citizen.
They want to get to take care for driving a van for 2 weeks. So good thing that he did that. So let me say good morning to Baby George, Papa Yankee, and those persons who are associated to those two people. Hope that you're having a wonderful day so far for this Tuesday. It's the 21st day of February. It's the loved one, and all of you who celebrated and celebrating birthdays today, we are born in a special month. Okay? Right. So,
Until 14, 21, one more week.
all the people who jealous, people who born in February, like myself, who born.
I'm jealous as soul.
And it's a love month. It's the best month. You have
They
a
said they
response?
saw it up to yesterday. Every day they do it. Bucket Shore, it happens at Peace More. They turn around. There's a big no U-turn. Sometimes the vans they do the U-turn in the middle of the
and
road.
Christal, tell something. You take a van from somewhere in the country. You want to go in town? We're going to Tokyo. If when they reach Peace More, they see a big crowd there, they say, hey, we're standing back here.
Turn back here now.
And here, if you turn back there, you don't have to pay them, okay? They probably don't mind you.
I jump out.
Yeah, and go away with
like
it.
It's my van.
Yeah, and then they turn back. And they
Tata.
Yeah.
I go. You know how much times I had to
take advantage of that. If they pick a person, they go in Tokyo, they reach Tokyo. But you know,
Money in my
some of
pocket.
the passengers are getting van drivers and conductors bad habit. You know, as far as the old style garage, people walk all the way to catch vans.
Especially to go to Mespo.
Yeah.
Mespo vans are had to be the hardest vans to catch.
Yeah. I mean, I can't understand
Speaking from experience.
why the passengers encourage the minivans to do what they currently do. And here's something that Chris said, you know, if for some reason the van driver do something wrong and the police officer approach the van, you know, the passenger just abuse the police officer.
Yeah, it happens.
You're looking for
time
strike for your
yeah.
shoulder. We give him a chance and they endanger themselves, you know. And you see a man
they don't care until something bad happens.
Driving a van, drinking a Guinness, right?
Yeah.
A man driving a van on his phone, and you're allowing that to take place right in front of your eye because you see the police. But the police, you know, let me tell you something. When I ply my trade on the road and I come in contact with a minivan, the first person I targeted is the conductor because he come from washing the van to the conductor and soon go drive the van. He think he's a bad guy. He coming up on back street. They want to break the solid line. They indicated. He indicated they want to come over. Me just like me because me know they talking to. Most indisciplined users of the roads are 99.9% of the minibus operators. They want to do anything, anywhere, any feel right.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so.
I wouldn't say like 99%. I would say like a few of them in between. But if you will have the loudest, no pun intended, I'm not speaking about the loud music in the van. Got into a bus yesterday and so there are 4 rows of seats. And you could notice there are speakers in the back above your head.
Yeah.
There are speakers under the seat in front of that. And there are speakers under the seat in front of that. And there are speakers to the side. I'm like, what is this? Is that kind of a Monday?
Yeah.
Kind of a Tuesday? And it was just the van was open and it was just too loud. I'm like, I'd rather wait on the next bus. Somebody says, do you listen to the kind of music that they're playing in the vans now? Don't even talk about that. There are songs that are played in minivans that encourage people to have to do things that they're not supposed to be doing.
Christal, you believe it as students in St. Vincent It's coming from the Winwood side. Take a van all the way into Kingston just to ride one of those hot vans to get back to the community college.
Yeah,
Like, people are
it's
crazy.
a thing. Though. It's a thing.
Is it young people thing?
Yeah, it's a young people thing.
Oh, okay. Well, forgive me then.
Wrongs in the van is a young people
Yeah,
thing.
I shall invade.
They're allowed to wrongs in the vans,
Oh, okay.
but it's a young people thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. You remain young already, I feel like.
Secondary school,
Yeah.
college,
Yeah.
wrongs in the van.
It's really frightening to
It's
see
a
where we're
some
going.
young people thing.
It's some
Yeah,
young
you should
people
see them too hanging out to the back of the van and half of the body outside and just going vibes into the music and moving up.
I tell you.
It's your hands in the air because you can't talk to them because the van done gone and the music too loud so they can't hear you.
Yeah, let me say a
And
special
let
good
alone the
morning.
parents. Some of the parents they don't know,
Yeah.
and some of them they're young.
Yeah.
Let them
Morning,
enjoy themselves.
morning, Mr. Mason. Morning, Anita. Morning, Mr. Horn in Barbados. Mrs. Zabro in the Fountainville area. Mrs. Jones out in Cedars. I hope that you're still finding time in your bereavement to remember those persons, that particular person who did what he had to do. It's time for us to take that break, and we'll be right back at 457-99-94, 457-99-97.
Whatever you are celebrating, birthdays, anniversaries, engagements, retirement, or just celebrating life, the place to be is at Basil's Bar Kingstown, established for over 30